Hello students, today in this session we are going to study regarding the reproduction in viruses. Today we are going to deal with the reproduction part in viruses. Here we are going to study the reproduction that is in two types. The replication, under the replication type study two type, that is the lytic cycle and the lysogenic cycle in the viruses. We will see in detail regarding the reproduction in viruses. First, the replication. The reproduction takes place through the replication. Here, although the basic mechanism of penetration and multiplication is similar in all the viruses, the process is best studied in bacteriophages. Here, we will study the type study, that is the best study for the reproduction is the bacteriophase. Under the bacteriophase, we are going to study the two alternate methods, that is the first one lytic cycle, second one is the lysogenic cycle. Here, the penetration and the multiplication in all the viruses, most of it is the similar, but the perfect study we are going to see in the bacteriophase, the process which are going to deal in the bacteriophase. Here we have two alternate methods, that is first one is the lytic cycle and second one is the lysogenic cycle. Here the most of T1 phase undergo the lytic cycle. Here in last class we have studied regarding the types of phases, that is the T1 phase and T-odd phase in viruses. T1 phase includes T2, T4, T6 and T-odd phase includes T, T3, T5. This comes under the odd phase. Here most of the T1 phases are operated by the lytic cycle, which does not undergo the lytic cycle, they undergo the lysogenic cycle. Hence these are the alternative methods for the replication. Here basically almost all the viruses undergo the lytic cycle, that is especially the T1 phases, they undergo the lytic cycle. In case they are not able to undergo the lytic cycle, they go for the lysogenic cycle. Here these are the two cycles that undergo replication in viruses, the lytic cycle and the lysogenic cycle. Here we see one by one. The first one, that is the lytic cycle. Here T1 bacteriophages multiply by the lytic cycle. Here especially the T1 bacteriophages that multiply by the lytic cycle. This cycle involves the following four steps. That is, this lytic cycle involves the following four steps. Those, first one is the infection, second the synthesis of phase components in the host cells, third one the assembly of new phase particle, the fourth one liberation of phase particles from the host cell. Here we have the four steps to complete the lytic cycle. The first step is the infection. This is the basic. First, the virus that has to infect the bacteria to release its hereditary material to the host cell. Second is the synthesis of the phase components in the host cell. Third, the assembly of the new phase particles. Fourth, liberation of phase particles from the host cell. This is the lysis. The process is called the liberation process called the lysis. Here we see the one by one the steps. The first step, that is the infection. The infection starts with adsorption of the phase on the host bacterium with the help of its tail fibers and transfer of phase nucleic acid into host cell. Here the nucleic acid, it either may be a DNA or RNA. Here we study the types, that is the SS, that is single stranded DNA, or RNA DS, that is the double stranded DNA or RNA. It depends on the specific species. Either it may be a single stranded DNA or double stranded DNA, single stranded RNA or double stranded RNA. Here the adsorption. Adsorption means, here in last class we studied the structure of the viruses. Here it has the bacteriophage, it has the head, this is the collar, and which has the tail fibers. These tail fibers helps the viruses to attach its host cell. With the help of this tail pins, it attaches to its host cell. This process is called the adsorption. Means to attach. Here it attach to the host cell with the help of tail fibers, because in the tail fibers we have the kind of the proteins that help to break the host cell wall. It break the host cell wall, which helps to release its hereditary material into the host cell. Here the first step is the adsorption, that is the phase. Phase means the virus which infect, that is the phase, which if it's infect the bacteria, that is called the bacteriophase. Here the adsorption depends on the mutual affinity of the phase and the bacterium. Here this adsorption that depends on the mutual affinity of the phase and the bacterium. Here in few cases they have the specific bacteria and the specific viruses that infect the specific one. Assume this is the host cell, that is R1. Here we have the infectal virus, that is V1. This is in the specific case. These infect this condition only. In case we have the R1, we have the virus V2. These are not able to interact because it depends on the mutual affinity in some cases. Here some phases infect a particular bacterium and others absorb themselves at a specific site only, that is the receptor site. Here most of the phases infect a particular bacterium, as I said before, and other absorb themselves at the specific site. Here in case this is the host cell, if it has the specific site, this is the specific site for this host cell. Here the phase that come and infect at this site only. This is called the specific site or the receptor site for the phase to infect. This is in some case. In other case, there is a particular bacterium that infect the particular host cell. This is regarding the infection. This is the primary process where the phase come and attach to the host cell. That is called the infection. The adsorption process called the infection. Here means to infect the host cell. Second one is the synthesis of phase components in the host cell. Once the phase release its hereditary material to the host cell, assume this is the host cell where it releases its hereditary material into the host cell. In next step, here the synthesis of phase components in host cell takes place. After the infection, the second step is the synthesis of phase components in the host cell. Here, inside the bacterial cell, the phase nucleic acid, that is it's the hereditary material, that is either maybe a DNA or RNA, which takes over the protein synthesis. As we know, the protein synthesis, this is the synthesis of the protein, which includes the two steps, that is the transcription and translation. In transcription, we know the DNA that directs to the, which converts DNA to the mRNA. mRNA, that is the messenger RNA, which gives a message to the amino acids for the coding. That is, we know the specific amino acid code for the specific protein. Here we have three types RNA, that is the mRNA, that is the messenger RNA, T, that is the transfer RNA, R, that is the ribosomal RNA. Here we study the initiation, elongation, the termination of the chain, that we studied in our lower classes, that is the protein synthesis. Here what it will do, the DNA that converts to the mRNA, and that mRNA gives the message to code the specific protein. Here this nucleic acid takes over the protein synthesis machinery of the hair. Here the protein synthesis takes place within the bacterial cell after the infection process. Here it suppresses the bacterial protein and directs the metabolism of the cell to the synthesize the proteins of the phase particle. Here we know in bacteria it has its own hereditary material. What it do to the host cell is this viral DNA or RNA, that is the nucleic acids, this suppress its bacterial nucleic acid. It suppresses the bacterial nucleic acid. It get activated by the protein synthesis, that is the protein synthesis machinery in the cell. The proteins of the phase particle, that is the proteins of phase means that is the infected particle. This is accomplished by the synthesis of viral specific mRNA. Here this is initiates by the synthesis of viral specific mRNA. This viral specific mRNA that suppresses the bacterial nucleic acids. Here, which later directs the host cell to synthesize proteins which are used as the subunits of the protein coat of the bacteriophage. Here, once the specific mRNA is synthesized, it gives the guidance to the host cell to synthesize the other protein particles which are necessary for the processes. Here, these proteins are called late proteins. Here, which the specific mRNA gives direction to the host cell to synthesize the protein. Such synthesized proteins are called the late proteins. Towards the end of replication of phase, nucleic acid, a late protein, that is the later synthesized proteins, which are called as the phase lysozyme. The late protein which is synthesized, which is that is called as the phase lysozyme. This is synthesized. The phase lysozyme is synthesized. Third one is the assembly of new phase particles. In first case, the infection, the virus that infected its nucleic acid into the host bacterium. In second case, we see that the bacterial nucleic acid that is suppressed by the viral nucleic acid with the help of the synthesis of specific mRNA. There it given the guidance to synthesize the other proteins. Those synthesized proteins are assembled in new phase particle, that is in the third case. In third case, the assembly of nucleic acid and proteins, that is late proteins, into new phase particles, which is called as the maturation. The assembly of nucleic acid and proteins into new phase particles is called as the maturation. This process is controlled by viral genome. This process is controlled by, that is the maturation process is controlled by viral genome. Here genome means this is the set of genes. The set of genes is called as the genome. Here assume G1, G2, G3. These are the set of genes which collectively called as the genome. This set of genes collectively called the genome. Here this maturation process is controlled by this viral genome. Here it includes condensation of nucleic acid in crystalline form. The first case, what it happens, it condensation of the nucleic acid in crystalline form. The second is the aggregation of protein subunits around DNA to form the head. This is the second case. First one is the condensation of nucleic acid in crystalline form. Second, the aggregation of protein subunits around DNA to form the head. Third one, the attachment of the core tube with the tail plate. The fourth, the attachment of tail with head, and the attachment of tail fibers to the end plate. Here, the head the tail, the plate, these are synthesized separately. When they are synthesized, they are separately. They are not in attached form. Here in assembly in new phase, they come and assemble to form a structure. Here, these are many heads are formed in some area where some plates are formed in some. These tail fibers are formed in this condition, that is in assembly form. They come together. Here, the head, the plates, the collar, the tail fibers, they come and attach to give this structure in this condition, that is in the assembly of new phase. Here we know the process of maturation. Maturation, that is the assembly of nucleic acids and proteins into new phase particles, called the maturation. This maturation is controlled by the viral genome. This process in maturation, it has the condensation of nucleic acid in crystalline form. It first crystalline out the nucleic acid. Next, the aggregation of protein subunits around the DNA to form head. It forms the head. First, it forms the head. Later, the attachment of core tube with the tail plate. Third, the attachment of tail with head. Here, the head is attached with the tail. Next, the attachment of tail fibers to the end plate. Here, it has the end plate. The tail fibers are attached, which gives this complete structure. Next, the liberation of phase particles from the host cell. Once we get this form, that is after the assembly of the phase particles, here the host cell have many these newly synthesized phases. What they will do? They will rupture these host cells and they come out as an independent unit. They leave the host cell and they come out as the independent unit. Here the liberation of the phase particles from the host cell. The lysis of a host cell is essential for the liberation of phase particles. Lysis means to break. To break. This is called the lysis. It is facilitated by the lysosome secreted by the phase DNA in host cell. That is the late protein. This lysosome helps to break the host cell. The host cell ruptures as a result of lysis. Rupture is called the lysis and the phase particles are liberated. Here the synthesized phase particles are liberated out of the host cell. This is in lytic phase. Here we studied the four process, that is the four steps. First one is the infection. Second one is the synthesis of phase components in the host cell. Third one is the assembly of new phase particles. The fourth one is the liberation of phase particles from the host cell. This we studied in lytic cycle. See here. The entire cycle of phase development is completed in 30 to 90 minutes of duration. It's complete the entire cycle of the phase development takes 30 to 90 minutes. In an infected bacterium, it has 7 to 8 phases particles are formed per minute. Per minute, we have 7 to 8 phase particles. 7 to 8 phase particles are formed per minute. The total of about 200 phases are formed in a bacterium. In one bacterium, we have about 200 phases. That too synthesized within the duration of 30 to 90 minutes. Here the first step is the attachment. Second, the entry of the phase DNA and the degradation of the host cell. Third, the synthesis of viral genome and the proteins. Fourth one, the assembly. After the assembly, fifth one, the lysis, that is the release. Here, the attachment. In the attachment, we can see here, that is the adsorption. This is this phase that adsorbs the host cell. Here, see. Here it releases its nucleic acids into the host cell. Once it releases its nucleic acids, it starts degrading the host cell nucleic acids. It degrades the host cell nucleic acid, that is the either DNA or RNA of the host cell that start to degrade. The synthesis of viral genome and the proteins here. Once it degrades the bacterial DNA, it start to generate the synthesis of viral genomes and the proteins. That is in the third case. Fourth one, the assembly. Here we can see the head, the tail and the pins. They are synthesized separately. The genome here, the pins, the tail, they are synthesized separately. They come in aggregation in the assembly part. Here they come and assemble in the systematic manner to give its structure, the specific structure of the T4 bacteriophage that we seen in the assembly part. Before to that, we see they are synthesized in separate unit. Here the phase assembly. How it is formed? This structure is formed by the aggregation of head, tail and tail fibers together to give this structure, that is phase assembly. In next case, that is release, that is the lysis. Here once they get assembled, if they had the proper shape, they get lysis, means they get rupture. With the help of the enzyme lysogen, it releases its phases. This is called the lysis, that is the breaking of host cell. This is the lysis, and they come out as the individual unit in the fifth, that is the release of the phases. This is in the lytic cycle of the T4 bacteriophage. Next, that is in the lysogenic. As I stated before, the most of all these undergo the lytic. Some, such as the odd phases, they not able to undergo for the lytic cell cycle. They undergo for the lysogenic cell cycle. These are the alternative methods, that is they either go for the lytic or the lysogenic. First we see the lytic, second one is the lysogenic cycle. We will see the lysogenic cycle. Here some phases do not cause lysis of the host cell and exhibit lysogenic cycle. Here these do not cause lysis to the host cell, they exhibit lysogenic cycle. Phases multiplying by this method are known as lysogenic phase. Here the phases multiplying by this method are known as lysogenic phase or temperate phase. These phases either may be known as the lysogenic phases or the temperate phases, and participating host cells are called lysogenic cells. The participating host cells are called as the lysogenic cells. The phase injects its DNA to the host cell. Here first it injects its DNA into the host cell. The linear phase DNA becomes circular. When it injects its DNA, this is in this form. Later this linear form convert to the circular form, and it integrates within the bacterial chromosome by recombination process. Here it integrates with the bacterial chromosome with the help of recombination process. The inserted phase DNA is now called prophase. This is the viral chromosome, this is the bacterial chromosome, this is the recombinant heredity material, that which is now called as the prophase. This is inserted phase. Inserted phase is called as the prophase. The activity of prophase genes is represented by two repressor proteins which are synthesized by phase proteins. Here this activity is represented by two repressor proteins. Here two repressor proteins are synthesized with the help of the phase genes. This checks the synthesis of new phase within the host cell. This checks the synthesis of new phases within the host cell. Each time bacterial cell divide, the prophase multiplies along with the bacterial chromosome. Here, each time the bacterial cell divide and the prophase, that is inserted phase DNA, which is called as the prophase. This prophase multiplies along with the bacterial chromosome. Here, prophase multiplies along with bacterial chromosomes. The prophase remains latent within the progeny cells. Here, this prophase that multiplied, that is latent within, that is present within the progeny cells. See here, the first one is the adsorption, the penetration of the viral DNA. First one, adsorption, penetration of viral DNA, integration of viral DNA, the induction by UV radiation, lysis of bacterial cell. The in first case, that is the bacteriophage, that is releasing its nucleic acids. First, that is adsorption, that is the attachment, that is attaching to the host cell. Here, this is the host cell, which is the bacterium, also called the lysogenic stain. The host cell called the lysogenic stain, the bacterial DNA. This is the bacterial DNA present, that within the bacterial cell. This is the bacteriophage. Here, after the adsorption, this head part consisting of the viral DNA that released to the host cell. See, this is the bacterial DNA, this is the viral DNA. While releasing, it is in the linear form. When it is released to the host cell, it is converted to the circular form. Here, see, this is condition before the infection. After the infection, the structure is changed. It is converted to the circular form. Here, this is the bacterial DNA, this is the viral DNA. That is the penetration of viral DNA. That is the injecting DNA of the virus to the bacteria, which is called as the penetration of the viral DNA. Next, the integration of viral DNA. That is the prophase. That is bacterial DNA and viral DNA clubbed together by the recombination process. Such clubbed part called as the prophase. Here, the synthesis of the prophase. These two are united. These two are united to give the prophase. Here, see. Here, these cells are divide and redivide, they multiply. With that, these phases also multiply. In this condition, this is induction by UV radiation. This is induced by the UV radiation. Here, viral genome is released. Again, genome, this is the set of genes. It is released. Here, the lysis of bacterial cell. Here, these cells get matured. That process called the lysis. These are called the phases. Matured on are called the phases, which have the head, this hereditary material, the collar, the stand, and the pins. These are synthesized in this part. Again, the cycle continues. The same thing. This is in lysogenic life cycle, that is, which is called as the lambda phase. Lysogenic life cycle. Here we studied regarding the lytic cycle and the lysogenic cycle. Those which are not able to undergo for the lytic cycle, they go for the lysogenic cycle. In the lytic cycle, we study the infection, synthesis of the phase composition, that is the components in the host cell, assembly of new phases, liberation of the phase particles from the host cell, that we seen in the lytic cycle. In lysogenic cycle, we study the adsorption, the penetration of the viral DNA, the integration of the viral DNA, the induction by the UV radiation, the lysis of the bacterial cell. This is in lysogenic life cycle. This is regarding today classes. In next class, we are going to see the economic importance of viruses. I will see you in next class. Thank you.